All right, everybody, welcome to Virtual Bourbon. My name is Steve Akley. We have a fun event tonight. This is the Infinity Bottle. Now, we may or may have got the idea of an Infinity Bottle correct. We're going to have Jim weigh in on this later. He's an Infinity Bottle expert, maybe self-proclaimed, but he's really into this idea. And I didn't do it exactly right. I mean, I had a bottle where I mixed together a bunch of stuff. I did let it sit what I think is an appropriate amount of time, more than a month. And then I, of course, bottled all of it, sent it out to you guys. And I don't know, maybe that wasn't the right call. Maybe a true infinity means you have to leave it in there, for forever, basically. And then you just add to it. But, I've got a second one planned here, and I've got that. It's all marrying together for much longer. It's already actually together and in the bottle. And it's going to be, and that's not till April. So it'll be, in there till March or something like that. So I don't know. And then, so maybe we'll do this a couple different ways over time and see how it goes, and see if there's like a difference or what it's like and all that. So it should be fun. So the first part of what we're going to do tonight is taste the Infinity Bottle. So let's go ahead and pour that one. That's the one, yes, with the square on it. Pour that and just let that sit for a second, because what we're going to do is we're going to go through this like we do a normal tasting. So we'll go through, we'll nose it, share that as a group, and then I'll ask everybody that's on here, because we have a manageable group where everyone can have their mics open, and I'll ask you for your tasting notes on that one, and then we'll go through and have everybody participate in that, and then we'll put that aside for just a little bit, and then we're going to have everyone pick out at random one of their other 3 samples that they got and kind of give us a tasting of that. So they'll pour it, give us some nosing notes, some tasting notes, and let us know if they like it. So it's kind of a fun thing. How did you do with the random 3 that you got there? We're just going to have everybody do one of those. You'll have the other 2 you can drink while we're either talking or chatting after the event, or you could save them for later. Doesn't matter. We're going to be only officially drinking on here 2 of these, and that is the Infinity Bottle and one that you choose out of your at random out of the 3 other ones that you got. So that's going to be the event, and then we will go back to the Infinity Bottle. We'll taste it a second time, because we always like to go back and see if time changes a little bit, and then we'll say whether we like it or not. We'll get an idea of how we did with our Infinity Bottle here. So should be fun stuff, but we'll see. So we'll see how it goes. A lot of it's going to be hinging and depending on this, how this one is. Again, it's a marriage of leftover samples. So, we do these events and I pour all the samples out, and you could say you could pour them back in the bottle. I never really do that, because it's a random amount. Sometimes it's 4 tickets that aren't sold, sometimes it's 10, and I end up just leaving them in there and collecting them in this big pile. And then what do you do with them? So I've kind of got this idea of maybe this is the way to do it. Create an Infinity Bottle and then send out some random samples too. So, because there are some very good things that end up in there. It's not even some things I wouldn't even want to put in an Infinity Bottle. So it's a nice idea to do something with those special ones too. So we're going to try to do this from time to time and just see how it goes, see if it's fun. So on this first one, what do we think here as we nose our Infinity Bottle? Smells pretty good, huh?
Definitely.
It's not bad. Yeah, color's good. Yeah, color's good. Kind of maybe a very light mahogany. It's on that spectrum for sure. I mean, certainly gets. I mean, it's caramel forward.
Some caramel, almost pick up a little like cut grass.
Cut grass in there, maybe. Okay.
I'm gonna say shortbread.
Shortbread. All right. I like that.
I get some wood and tobacco.
Wood and tobacco. That's good. Those are good nosing notes.
Yeah, really, really fresh cut, maybe wet grass.
Yeah.
Fresh cut wet grass.
Would that be in the spring or the fall?
March between
During the
the
rainy
17th
season.
and the 30th.
Get a little butterscotch, buttery toffee kind of
Okay.
smell.
This is very good. This is good.
A little cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
As well, yep.
See, so far this sounds like a good marriage. I think Jim's got to be pretty proud of that. This is what you want to get, right, Jim? Ultimately, that's kind of what you want to get out of Infinity Bottle. It retains its personality. It doesn't all mix together and become the slurry where it dulls everything. You like the idea of each thing within there kind of still being able to stand out. I would assume that's ultimately what you're going for, right, Jim?
Yes.
Yeah. It sounds like we might be onto that. It sounds promising. So let's give it a taste. Cheers, gang. I mean, I don't know. I may have a
Berries?
few cheers. Berries? Cherries? Yeah. I think it's pretty good.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Nice cinnamon spice. Does it hit you?
Yeah, cinnamon spice. It's got a nice finish without being overwhelming. Again, I don't know what proof this ends up. I mean, I'd have to take it over to like Stumpy's place and have him, because it's all over the place. It's everything from 80 proof to 130 proof. You know, it's just a mix of all the different ones that we've done. So it's kind of, I don't know where that ultimately ends up then, but it's nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
The
Spice bomb right in the middle of
spice-
your tongue.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It kind of, like I said, does stay kind of mid palate right in the middle of the tongue.
Mhm.
It's good. It's sweet, kind of. It's got some of the bubblegum notes we talk about when we talk sweet and with our group.
Yeah, it's got a long, sweet finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, not dry.
no. Jim, what do you think? What kind of notes are you getting?
It seems like I don't know if you had rye samples in there or not, but I'm getting some rye out of it.
Yeah, I am too. I'm getting some, those kind of, I always think that the finish with a rye is usually those kind of zingers. It almost feels like your arm when it's coming out, after it's fall asleep, and then you feel that kind of that sensation on your
That
tongue is
tingle.
what you're gonna get. Yeah, that tingle. Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Legend, any other tasting notes that you get with this one?
Yeah, I like how it starts with the fruit right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it moves into more of
Yeah.
the spicier notes, and it even gets a little darker. But I wouldn't say it's tannic. If
No.
there's leather or tobacco, it's really tiny. It's really small, but it's really nice. Like they said, a nice sweet finish on the end.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I'm getting more on the nose now, like a between a creme brulee or a like an orange cream.
Okay.
A very, very kind of creamy vanilla with a little burnt orange.
Yeah. That's really good. Kathy, how about you? Tasting notes, what are you getting?
I think you guys have just nailed it. That long, sweet
Mhm.
finish with all the spice, staying mid palate, and not a lot of burn. Just really, it's really good.
Yeah.
If I could recreate this now. Damn it.
And I do what I can do with all my partial bottles.
Why?
You remember what you put in it is the question.
No, I see. I didn't take the notes like you. See, this is why I'm still learning. The kid's still learning here. Jim takes all these notes, knows exactly what's in there.
I would say that if this was part of a blending challenge, you would win.
Dang.
Wow.
And she's
And that's coming from
she's our current
Justine.
champion. She's
And
our
she
current champion.
is.
Yeah. And tied for first the year before. Lost in the tiebreaker in year one. You can't
Hard
ever forget
praise.
that. Yeah. Yeah. Scott, how about you? What do you think of this creation?
All the same notes. It's just full of flavor. Does not disappoint at all.
Yeah. Huh. I could be a mixologist here. I'm gonna get master blender. I'll be
But
This'll
you just
be-
gotta
this'll
keep
be for
track of what
sale.
you're blending.
yeah. They'll be like, what's your secret? Well, I use samples from previous events.
Something
Tip.
for the new store.
Yeah, exactly.
ABV Infinity bottles.
Yeah. Yeah. Tim, what are your thoughts? Any other tasting notes here, buddy?
I'll tell you, the vanilla, I didn't taste the vanilla like I had it on the nose.
Mhm.
But once you take a sip of it, that butterscotch cinnamon spice, it just hits you all the way through. And like somebody said, stays right in the middle of your tongue. I feel the same. It's
Okay.
not overbearing spice wise, just has a good flavor to it.
Okay. All right. Cool. Mr. Whitlatch, anything?
It's like a really fine high rye bourbon.
Yeah.
Spice notes are really cool.
This is impressive. Okay. Melanie, how about you? On Mike or? I don't know. Molly, anything?
Pretty much what everybody said. I mean, you got a winner there, Steve.
Oh, yes, yes. All right. Neil, anything else from you?
Same way. It's just, like I said, I like the long sweet finish to it. It's good.
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know. We'll come back to it and then we'll officially vote whether we like it or not. It sounds promising. It sounds like I'm on the right track here. I did pull back 10 bottles. So at some point we'll do a tasting of all these. I want to do these, from time to time. And then at some point, maybe when we do 4 or 5 of them, we'll do, compete them all against one another and just have a small group. So it'll be kind of fun. So
That's a great idea.
Wait,
Yeah.
Did you say that you already poured for the one in April? You've already poured that into the bottle?
Into the bottle. Yes. Yeah.
So you
So
didn't
it's-
write that one down either?
No. No, it's already poured. It's sitting there. What I poured in, a 1.75. I like that big Jack Daniels bottle, the Bell of Lincoln bottle. That's what I use. That's what I use for my air, because I figured it gets some air to it because it's bigger than the amount that I pour. If you poured it in just a regular 750, well, then it would be, there's not that much air, and I feel that plays a part in this. So that's just my philosophy. That Bell of Lincoln's a cool looking model, and it's
Yeah.
1.75.
I still got bourbon from our Jack Daniels with 79 in it.
Yeah, it's a natural cork too, so it's always going to allow some air in there too. It's not. I mean, it's corked, but I think it's not corked as solid as some of the ones that aren't. So I don't know. Let's set this aside, and then let's have some fun. We'll come back to it after we go through. Everyone gets to pick at random. Part of the fun is, what do you pick? You share with the group here. I'll go first just to. So I picked one of them at random. Well, go ahead, Kathy.
Anybody get anything with the duct tape labels?
Uh,
Or are they all the printed labels?
You got one of the old ones.
Yeah.
Any duct tape labels in the group?
Did
No.
you get one with duct tape? No. Oh, there's some out there. I mean, I have like 4 full trays of these, and I don't know how many go in a tray. There's a lot. I have a lot. So, yes.
I was just wondering.
So I'll go first. I've got, I grabbed it random and I just pulled this one out. This is from a McNew event. It's Early Times 80 proof. This is that discontinued product, the Early Times 354. So it was I guess a thing that they tried for a while, kind of an offshoot for Early Times. It's in a different style bottle than regular Early Times. You still can see it out there. I will see that every once in a while. It has almost like a Knob Creek bottle. So, Early Times is normally kind of like the 1920 bottle, a little bit shaped like that. But this one actually is in kind of a Knob Creekish type bottle.
I don't know how to describe it. What do you get? I'll go.
So this one on the nose, I mean, it's got like light butterscotch. I mean, it's not bad. It's sweet with that light butterscotch note to it. I mean, not a lot there. Like, it's not like all kinds of flavors getting thrown at you on the nose, but it seems like it's going to be promising. So let me try it and see what I got here. I mean, it's an 80 proof, and the mouthfeel is kind of like an 80 proof. I mean, it's pretty kind of, to the mouth, it feels like water. It doesn't have that oily, nice viscous feel that we're looking for in a fine bourbon. Taste wise, it is good. I mean, it's caramely, it's vanilla. I mean, kind of the classic notes, light oak. It's decent, but uninspired. I mean, it's not, it doesn't have much of a finish. It's very short. So again, but it's 80 proof. So what can you expect, really? So that's mine. Yes or no on this one. I would have to vote this one a no. Wouldn't be anything I would buy or anything like that, even though it's relatively cheap. But I think there's probably better at that proof, which is not a proof that I typically buy. But if I was buying 80 proof, I would probably get like 4 Roses. I like theirs. It's I can sip that one and it's spicier. So, but I will drink it. It's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, I'm gonna drink this glass for sure. So that's
So
me for-
Mr. Bill would be, I would drink it.
I would drink it. Yeah. He wouldn't give it, I would like it, or I like it. He wouldn't say that, I don't think. No, that's his highest rating. All right, who wants to go next?
Go next. So I picked stuff Steve found in Florida.
I literally found that in Florida on a vacation. I bought a bunch of stuff, and yeah, okay.
It says
Pay
Florida.
no attention to the stand in the bottom of it.
Yes.
No, I don't think so. It says Florida Cane Distillery, 90 proof.
Okay. Florida Cane Distillery, 90 proof.
From October 13th. You
Okay.
had maybe that
Yeah,
was
not too long ago. Not too long ago. That you know, I bought those, and I tried to get as many Florida distilleries as I could, because you know, Florida is one of those areas where they struggled, at least at first, kind of like Texas. I feel like Texas really struggled for a long time. It seems like they're on the right track now. There's some really good whiskey actually coming out of Texas. For a while, it was all really bad, and Florida was kind of the same thing. Kind of the climate's tough, and I think distillers have to learn how to do it. So I wanted to kind of check in and buy some local distillery stuff and see what we got there. So,
well,
what do you
I'd
think?
love to know what they do with their water, because I
The
vacation.
water's bad. Yeah, yeah.
And I don't drink the water. That's the one.
I don't drink the water there either. It's, you know, even when you're using it to like brush your teeth, it's like, oh, it's bad. So I don't, but there are things you can do with that water. You can use water softeners, you know, you can add minerals in there to make it almost like limestone water.
I'm sure they have to, work.
Yeah, I'm
work
sure they're doing all that kind of stuff. They've got to, otherwise it would be bad. So
when I first opened it, I just it was young, fairly young smell to it, and some thin caramels, like maybe even watered down caramels. But then I actually got a tiny little bit of honeysuckle, a little floral note, like a honeysuckle in there. It was really nice.
That's good.
And it's still lingering. It's got that little bit of floral. I'm not sure if that's from the yeast maybe, but it's pleasant. It's lighter than I would have guessed from a 90 proof, but here we go. Cheers.
Okay. Cheers. This is interesting. See how Florida's doing here. So it's like a check-in on Florida.
It's definitely thinner on the mouthfeel than the Infinity bottle that we just tried.
Yeah.
But I would say it's basic. I would say it's nothing that's nothing off-putting by any means, you know.
Okay.
The finish is short, but
yeah. Sometimes you know, you got to look at where they're going, you know, because it is a newer distillery. They haven't been doing this for 10, 15 years, or, you know, like the heritage brands, hundreds of years. So yeah, sometimes you know, with a younger distillery, you know, you're evaluating, are they on the right track? And it sounds like they're not doing bad there based on what you're saying.
Yeah, no, this is just fine, sipping neat, and wouldn't mind, you know, making a cocktail with it. It's got a little bit of a cinnamon bite now. I'm getting to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
good. All right, final thought. Thumbs up or thumbs down? We got to give an official. Let's see. It's thumbs up. He got a thumbs up. Thumbs up. So there we go. That's good. All right, who wants to go next? All right, Melanie Robinson.
All right. Yeah, and then she points at me.
She raises her hand and then she points to you.
Who are you right under that
I'll go
bus?
next.
This was under gift shop finds, and it's a limestone branch experimental.
And that was from a trip to Kentucky where I only hit the gift shops and was looking for what I could find, just gift shops only. So it's a limestone branch.
Do you know the mash bill on this?
Is that the rye one? What is that one?
It just says limestone branch experimental 95 proof.
95 proof. I believe that is when you know, when they do the 100% rye, they do that. So that's one of those. So
It's not spicy like a rye at all.
We have several of the experimental bottles that we really, really liked. This may not be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it smells like wet hay.
Okay.
It's very herbal.
It's very, very, very herbal. Doesn't It doesn't taste like a rye or a bourbon.
Yeah, it doesn't have any of the common bourbon notes at all.
Okay. Okay.
No vanilla or caramel or butterscotch or smoke or wood or any of those things.
Yeah, I mean, it's got, I mean, I don't know.
And a dry finish.
Yeah, real dry finish. Kind of bitter, like it's got like some bitter almond kind of things or something like that. I don't know. It gets better after I drink a little bit of it and kind of get used to it.
Sure. After you finish a whole bottle, then it's like, wow, this stuff's not
Well, it's just
bad.
a
It's not bad.
Yeah, the 375s are
Yeah.
enticing.
Okay.
I don't know. I would have to, I mean, like I said, I love most of the stuff that comes out of Limestone Branch, and we have a lot of good experimental bottles. But I'd have to put a thumbs down on this one.
Okay. All right. We've got 2 thumbs down, 1 thumbs up. So we're so far, but you never know how these things work out. Melanie, you want to do one of the other ones there yourself so you can jump in?
No, I'm good.
You sure? You want us to come back to you? We'll come back to you.
Oh, sure.
Okay. All right. We'll come back to Melanie. Does anybody want to jump in next? Okay. Jim's up.
So I've got a, this is the Kirkland small batch 92 proof, which is, I mean,
Okay.
this is the 1792 Barton Distillery product.
It is. Yes.
That's being bottled for Kirkland.
Yes. So the legend got that for me because I famously don't go to Costco, but he got it for me. So.
On the nose, I'm getting like citrus and butterscotch and wood. That's
Yeah.
what I get on the nose.
Okay. Yeah, people are critical of that relationship. Oh, they're crazy. Barton makes good stuff. How many awards is
Yeah.
people who have companies that have Barton using Barton source whiskey win awards? So yeah.
I mean, it's good. It's on the pound. I'm still getting a lot of the citrus and getting some caramel, some sugar, some brown sugar on it. I like it a little higher proof. I like it, you know, I like with a longer finish. I've had this before. I've also had the bottled and bond, and I've had the single barrel.
Oh, really?
They're
Oh, nice.
full proof. And I would say that this is good for what it is. And, you know, for a $25 1 liter bottle, I'd
Right.
buy it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If it was available, I'd buy it, but I would rather get the foolproof one that's, you know, $50 instead than get a 120 proof product. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. So final analysis, all that into consideration, it's thumbs up. Okay. That's what I would have thought. Yeah. It's hard to be critical on a $20 1 liter bottle. I mean, that's drinkable. I mean, that's hard. You're really tough on your grading curve. If you're like, that's a thumbs down. That's a good one. All right. Mr. Legend, you want to do yours next?
Sure. What I got here is it's from a McNew event.
Okay.
Let's try something weird. Pabst Blue Ribbon whiskey.
Oh, the Pabst Blue Ribbon whiskey. Okay. Okay.
Yep. It's
I had a couple gentlemen over here just last week telling me how terrible that stuff is. And I'm like, do you hate White Dog? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, then you got to try it. And then then they were like, well, it's good if it's not aged at all. That the age is just a total marketing.
well, it is aged. It is aged.
It is, but that doesn't change anything.
They have an age statement on their label.
Okay.
It says age for 5 seconds.
I would like to get one that hasn't been aged at all and one that's been aged 5 seconds and see if you could pick that, Mr. That would be good. If your palate's so good, you can pick that out. That would
I was
be
like,
amazing.
wow. They dumped it into something and dumped it right back out.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So-
5 seconds. It's not much.
Yeah, it's got a mash bill of 52 corn, 27 malted barley, 17 wheat, and 4% rye.
Yeah.
And it's at 80 proof.
80 proof. Okay.
Yeah. On the nose, I get a lot of juicy fruit.
Juicy fruit.
It's sweet. It's fruity. You can tell it's been aged for 5 seconds, you know.
It looks more like a 3 second.
Oh, wait a minute. That's my finger on the other side of it. Okay.
Okay. I thought so.
It's not offensive.
Okay.
It's real sweet.
Sweet's good, right? I mean,
Yeah. You know, considering, it's, like you say, it's a White Dog.
White Dog.
Not that,
And
if you were
also
looking for a
cheap.
white dog,
Also cheap. I mean,
Yeah. it's not bad.
Would you
Given
say
the right circumstances, I'd buy it.
okay. So I assume that's a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Officially, that is a thumbs up. Okay. All right. Justine?
I have the bare knuckle straight rye whiskey from KO Distilling in is it Manassas, Virginia.
Yeah. That one's been a while ago. All right.
Yeah.
When did we do that one? Does it say a date?
No,
Yeah.
just before I modified the information that I put on.
Justine does the labels if anybody doesn't know that. So she does all that for us.
It's 90 proof.
Okay.
It's got a lot of the normal rye, kind of that like minty, a little bit of licorice, vanilla and maple.
Okay.
It does not taste the same way that it noses.
Okay. That could be a good thing or a bad. I don't know what.
It's not bad. It kind of has a really like oaky taste to it.
Okay.
Kind of like if you suck on a reed from like playing a
Yeah.
saxophone or something, like kind of like that, with like a little bit of a mint flavor to it.
Okay.
Not bad.
You just don't know. Again, a younger distillery, did they use smaller barrels? Sometimes that gives it that over kind of oaky taste.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but I that could be one of the reasons, So I'm not saying
Picked
they're doing
this
that 'cause I don't
because
know.
I know there was one of theirs that I really, really liked, and I thought this might have been it because I do love rye, but I don't know. I don't think that this was it. I mean, it's still good. I like it. It's
The
just
90 proof kale. Okay. All right. Well, it comes down to this, Justine. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I'll give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Okay. Okay. That means another thumbs up. All right. Scott, you're next, man. Kathy's got to fix them up there. Otherwise
There we go.
There you go.
I am enjoying or about to be enjoying the Elijah Craig C920,
Okay.
132.8.
Oh, hello.
Hello. And still a little stuffy in the sinus. So early on, I was getting some dill on the on the nose, which is kind of a strange one for me to pick out to begin with. And as it breathes for a little bit, it's changing a little bit to some of those more classic notes. I mean, it's definitely high proof. I mean, you can tell that right off the.
Yeah, that's really high.
I mean, yeah,
Look at that.
really,
color.
really dark. So
Let's see here. Seems promising. There are people that know those numbers that they can tell you if it's good or not just by saying the number. I'm not that into it where I don't know what those are. But there's definitely people who are into that.
there's some flavor there, but it's a lot of heat.
Mhm.
It's not like burning heat, I guess, but
Maybe like cinnamon or
yeah, some cinnamony.
Okay.
And not
sometimes
like
you get into that heat where the heat is good. Sometimes it's not good when it's just hot to be hot. That's what I don't
it's
like.
good heat. It's
Okay, it's good heat.
just
Okay, good.
that's the predominant characteristic that I'm getting right now is open up your sinus kind of heat.
Yeah.
does it go down here?
No, it's just all middle of the mouth, good yumminess.
So that's a thumbs up.
Oh yeah, definitely a thumbs up.
That's a thumbs up. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. Perfect. Very nice. All right, Kathy, you are next. We got another thumbs up.
Okay. So it's funny, I also had a Kirkland small batch, but I did not pick it.
Okay.
I picked something I've never had before, which is Old Overholt.
Old Overholt. Okay.
11 years, 92.6 proof.
Okay. Okay. I remember that one. So I ended up getting that. There's 3 different Ohio, Pennsylvania only Old Overholts. And I was on the mission to get those. And I got one of them myself. A brother-in-law got me another one. And then Kevin Majors actually got that one that you've got there. So he helped track that one down.
So on the nose, getting like maybe a hint of licorice.
Mm-hmm.
Some leather, but something fruity too.
Okay. That's good.
Still just a little light licorice, kind of a light finish. But enough of that like sparkle or tingly
Mm-hmm.
so that you know it's a rye.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's that one.
Maybe cherries.
Maybe cherries. Yeah.
But I feel like I've said cherries to everything tonight. So
It feels like I do remember that tasting, and that's the only time that I tried that one. I've tried some of the other ones, the bottled and bond, and they got one that's like 114 proof or something. And that one was so flavorful, very good. I remember it needed a little more punch. I felt,
Yeah, I
the
think
only
that's
92
exactly it.
something proof, that it just felt like if it would have been proofed up a little bit more, it would have been just an unbelievable thing. But it's
yeah,
not, so,
I mean,
yeah.
it's definitely complex, and the hug is staying there. But I do feel like almost like the mouthfeel is a little watery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So again, we ask you for thumbs up, thumbs up. It's about a $70 bottle. Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Wow.
For $70?
About
No.
$70. Thumbs
No,
down.
not
Thumbs up.
70.
70. Yeah. It is the expensive one out of the group. The other ones are $20-ish. So yeah. I think that the winner out of the group is the 114 proof, which is maybe $25. I mean, it's cheap, but
This is way overrated for $70.
for $70. Yeah, that's a tough call, right? Yeah. Okay. That was almost a thumbs up, but then thumbs down with the price. Yeah, the price has to play into it, right? All right, Tim Barton, you're up next.
All right, Egg. Let's see. The New Riff Maltster.
The Maltster.
Bottled
Okay.
bond.
This is an interesting one. This is we know the Maltster. We did an event on it. This is an interesting one to see. This could be a thumbs up or thumbs down based on it's a popular product, and some people absolutely love it. Some people don't like it. So we'll see where to. It's gonna come down to individual taste here, because I think it's mixed on this one. But we'll see what you think. So yeah.
So on the nose right away, I was getting the cinnamon, of course, and there was just a little spot of vanilla.
Okay.
But on the smell.
But
once I tasted it, it was a lot different as it was going down. You definitely get the bitter of the rye, and the spicy taste really stayed with me. And then I got that minty along with that spice on the backside as well. And I got to say, it stuck with me. And I would, let's just tell you right now, I thought this was actually for 100 proof, though. I didn't think that it tasted like 100 proof, but at the same time, I don't know what kind of price point this one is, but
I think the Maltsters, I don't know, I want to say about $70 as well, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to go on the price point, but as far as the flavor of it, wouldn't be one I was expecting as the smell versus the taste, but I would definitely give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up. All right. That's a thumbs up. Okay. All right, Mr. Whitlatch, you're next.
I started with the Limestone Branch Experimental Series that Neil evaluated, and I'm glad he took that one instead of me, because the initial nose was furniture polish.
Oh,
isn't it? It's just funky, isn't it?
So I switched to Garrison Brothers small batch 94 proof.
Okay.
I always have trouble with Texas bourbon because it
Yeah.
doesn't seem to have any of the classic bourbon notes, either on the nose or on the palate. This one is really grassy on the nose, and that follows through on the palate. But it really changes with exposure to air. It really develops. It's pretty tasty after 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And
That's
I would give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Okay. Yeah. Garrison is, one of those Texas distilleries that early on I didn't like their stuff, but now I'm a fan of what they're doing. Their new stuff that they're coming out with is pretty darn good. And
How
the
old is
cowboy
the
bourbon
distillery?
is really, yeah.
How old?
How old is the distillery?
Right.
They're like 15 years old. They've been around a while
Okay.
for craft. Yeah. Yeah. They've been around a while. One of the early ones to get into the game. And yeah, kind of had the ups and downs though, it's been a struggle, but they're there. They're doing good now. All right, Melanie, do you want to weigh in with one officially here? So we get you on
Yes,
record?
actually, I'm doing an Ancient Age 90 proof.
Okay.
It very sweet on the nose, brown sugar on the palate, orange, and the brown sugar comes through, a good mouthfeel. It doesn't have a lot of strong flavor. I think it would make a good old fashioned. I think the orange and the bitters would bring out.
Would play into that. Yeah. That makes
Yes.
sense.
So I give it a thumbs up. It's drinkable and
And a cheap
Keep
bottle.
drinking.
That's another one too. That's yeah. All right. Excellent. So we ended up with 8 thumbs up and 3 thumbs down. So overall, we did pretty good with our evaluations here. So that's pretty good. So before we wrap up this, again, we'll sit around and talk, but we need to go back to our infinity bottle. Now let's had a little more time to sit out in the open. Let's see what we got. I mean, it's
That's just all butterscotch now.
yeah, just butterscotch bomb.
So you nailed it on that. That's the first thing I smelled as you were saying it.
Yeah. So good. All right, let's give this thing one last taste. Official taste. Here we go. Cheers, gang. I mean, still, for me, is drinking the same. I mean, it's the finish that was good before is held up. Sometimes, the finish drops off when we get some air to it. It disappears. It's still good. Kind of sits in the middle of the palate, the middle of the mouth. So a little spice to it. What else?
I'm sad we can't recreate it.
Huh. Yes, I don't. It's
okay.
My
Steve.
favorite bottle of the night for sure.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what would happen if we gave one of those to Andrew Webrink and said, how do you
Oh,
recreate
man.
that?
Analyze this.
His brain. would
Analyze
fry.
this. Yeah. Yeah. Of course, we're buddies. Andrew Webrink, if you don't know who he is, he's in charge of research and development for Independent Stave. So they've got all the cool equipment that does all kinds of analysis and stuff like that. I know Adam Stumpf took he has a historic brand that went away in the 60s or something like that, Old Monroe, but someone brought in a full bottle. And so he took it there to get analyzed so he could make his as close as he could to that moving forward. So kind of cool. They can do all kinds of cool stuff, but this unfortunately is lost to the ages. Other than I do have those 10 that we'll do. We'll be able to do a 10 ticket thing at some point where we compare our thing. So this has got to
Can
be in
you
the
guess how
running.
many different bottles that you have in this?
Yeah. So it has over 30 of these 1 ounce samples in there
Wow.
in the mix. So yeah, and it's all just pulled random. So from previous events and just poured in there.
Is it all bourbon?
No, there's some rye in there. That was it though. It was either bourbon or rye. Nothing, we've done some other things. No brandies, no, like even like the maltster or none like the white dog things or anything like that. That we didn't put those in there. So just bourbons
Nothing
or
finished.
rice. I don't think so, but I don't know 100% on that. There could be something finished in there. Not a lot, but if there may have been something that was finished.
I took a tip from Evan when I did my second infinity bottle. I only put Kentucky bourbons in it. And I don't know what was in the first one, but the second one is just pure, regular Kentucky bourbon, different ages.
Yeah. Okay. How do you think your first go around is comparing to your second one so far?
I like the second one better.
Mhm.
There's some pretty funky notes in that first one that I just can't put my finger on.
Yeah.
It's better over ice. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I get it. Okay. All
Bob,
right.
we like your party glass there.
Oh, yeah.
What's the glass he's got? Oh, yeah. Yeah. He always uses, that's
Change it
his
up,
official.
to clean
Yeah.
one every once in a while.
Yeah. His mini red solo cup. So yes. All right, let's go around and we'll make this thing official. Mr. Brenner, what are your thoughts? The infinity bottle, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Oh, thumbs up.
All right, Jim.
Oh, definitely thumbs up. But actually, it reminds me of something. I can't put my finger on it, but it's like it tastes very, very similar to something I've had before, and not one of my infinity bottles.
Uh-huh.
So I just can't nail exactly. It's like I've tasted this before. I've had like the aftertaste, the finish on it. It really reminds me of something. I just can't put my finger on.
Yeah. Interesting. Matt, how about you?
Yeah, I would say thumbs up. I
Thumbs
think
up.
I have an infinity bottle that's all bottled in bond bourbons.
Okay, that's
It
interesting.
varies
Yeah.
well because they're all kind of the same.
Right, all 100 proof. So yeah.
And so I really liked how this married well together. You didn't get a ton of separated flavors. It was complex, but they weren't fighting against each other or
Right.
separated. So
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Kathy, thumbs up or thumbs down here? Yeah, thumbs up. Scott. All right. I have to start a company here. I'm telling you. Justine, the $200 a bottle. I guess. Hell yeah. That's Tim, what do you think?
Not for $200 a bottle, but I did like it.
Come on, man.
Wait, if price is in the consideration,
Oh,
There you go.
It's got to be a $200 bottle. Yeah.
Very
So,
good.
thumbs up. All right.
Thumbs-
All right, Bob. A double thumbs up. Perfect. All right. Melanie and Neil.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Across the board. We did it. Success. I've never done an infinity bottle before. I mean, I know it's a thing, and I just never. I don't know. I was the guy who at first I was keeping a Boston Round of the last pour in a Boston Round, but then I ended up drinking all those and wasn't so diligent about keeping them anymore. So, but I've never done the infinity thing. So this is my first crack at it. It seemed to work out pretty well. I mean,
Yeah.
I like it. I definitely like
Good
it. So,
job first time around.
yeah.
I mean, there's
Bill would like
definitely
it.
different ways you can actually go on that too. Like I've got 3 right now. I've got my main infinity bottle that I've had for years that, the only rule is if I like it, it goes in the bottle. I try to stay away from things that are going to be, too distinctive or, finished products, because that really is going to change the entire character of the bottle all at one shot. And I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But what I do try to do is I try to make sure it's a consistent pour every time. So,
Is there, do you set like an upper dollar limit? So say you had a bottle of George T. Stagg and it was really good, and you got down to the last pour, would you be like, that goes the infinity bottle, or you'd be like, I'm gonna just drink the last of the Stagg?
no, I put it in there.
Really?
I put it in the infinity bottle because I've already enjoyed the rest of the bottle of Stagg. So
Oh,
yeah,
I'm against
but
it. I don't know.
To avoid that, I don't wait until I get to the last pour, so it's not a decision. I do it up front.
Well, it's the same thing, really. You're just changing the order, but okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but
so
it's
Jim-
already in there at that point, so I'm going to
Yeah.
drink the last shot.
Okay.
But
Jim,
the other 2 I've got one that's only Rise, and then I've got another one that's it's all like Sazerac products. So
Okay.
anything out of Buffalo Trace or Barton or the Smith Bowman.
Makes sense for a Louisiana guy to do that.
Yeah.
So I mean, hometown place. So yeah. Melanie, you had a question for Jim?
Well, I was just gonna suggest if you get down to that last drink of George Stagg, you better just send it to Steve. Don't
Yes,
put it in
I-
the infinity bottle.
Just think if everybody in the country decided to do that, became a hot thing. Instead of infinity bottles, they're like, send your last pour to Steve of George T. Stagg. And then I'd be in it for good at that point. I wouldn't have to worry anymore about where I'm gonna get my next George T. Stagg. I'd have,
So that's the thing is, if I'm putting it in the infinity bottle, it's like every time I have a little, I'm always having a little bit of that George T. Stagg every single time.
Huh. Yeah, he's spinning yarns like Diageo here. It's still, we're still drinking, old Stitzel-Weller stuff here in 2021. Wow.
And
Scott,
one
did you
of
have something?
Steve, you were mentioning earlier about the the small barrels. One telltale tell that I've heard that you can discern right away if it was actually aged in a small barrel or not is if you smell number 2 pencil.
Number 2 pencil. Okay.
If you're nosing it, if you smell number 2 pencil, they use small barrels.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, there's definitely, it's not right. I mean, I'm not critical of someone needing to sell product to keep the lights on. I get it. As long as they're telling us about it and we're trying to see what they're trying to do down the road, it's okay. So, Scott, yes.
So you were saying you put like an ounce of whatever you're going in. It's not like, oh, I've got less than a pour left, dump it in. You try to be more deliberate about your bottle.
Yes.
So I was doing one for a minute and I ended up with schmutz in the bottom and it looked like I had gotten something growing going on.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Well, but you were using the decanter, which isn't really.
Yeah. So, and I was just using a crystal decanter. So a lot of air is getting in there, I would assume. So is it better to use a corked bottle as opposed to?
I would say yes. Yeah. Because otherwise it's like you're just leaving it open, exposed to the air all the time. And that's also really going to drastically change how it's going to taste. I actually started mine, the initial infinity bottle that I had is actually a JD Sinatra bottle. And it's a 1 liter one and it's nice. But the problem is I had more stuff to add and it was getting to the point where it's like, I need a bigger bottle. This 1 liter bottle isn't big enough. I can't keep drinking it as fast as I am to keep up. So I had to go with a larger size bottle. So I went to an old handle of Eagle Rare just for that. So
yeah. All right, Danny just shut up, so let's start all over again.
Better late than never.
Yeah. So Danny, did you have to work tonight? Is that what was going on?
Got a little tied up, yeah.
Yeah. We went through this. Go ahead and we won't have you do the whole thing, but please taste your infinity bottle and give us your honest thoughts on this, because we've gone through the process. We're actually kind of wrapping up the recorded part, but I think this is good enough to leave the recorder going, and we'll have you taste it and see what you think of it, and we'll get that as part of the record here. And but yeah, we went basically, Danny, we went through, we tasted that, then we all tasted one out of our random things, and then talked about how we thought those were, and then we came back and tasted this a second time, then voted. And I won't tell you the vote just yet how it went. We gave the infinity either a thumbs up or thumbs down at the end of it, so we'll have you do the same thing after you get a chance to taste it. Danny famously did a 9-ounce shot on the show one time. It didn't work out that well for him, to be honest with you. One of our podcasts, yes. Yeah, he's contemplating. He's a tough read. Danny might be a good poker player, because I don't know if he likes us or not at this point. I don't know.
Nice finish on the end.
Okay.
Kind of like a florally note on the nose.
Yeah. Well, this is not the first glass of bourbon he's ever had, folks.
Tonight in general.
This guy, well, yeah. This guy is a professional.
Yeah. Hits you right in the back of the palate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with Mr. Bell. I like it.
You like it? Okay, that's good. That's good. So you would give this one a thumbs up?
Yep.
That's what we all did too. We said it was ended up being really good. We all liked it too. We thought it was quite a surprise. I mean, it was actually
So
really good.
So do you have a list of what you mixed?
No, not only did I not do that, I didn't think for it. I've already made the second one. The second one's already in the decanter sitting, and I just did the same thing, just poured it in bottles. And maybe starting with number 3, I'll keep track of what goes in there, and I'll be able to share that with you guys. So we're trying this thing a couple different ways because it's science. So just to see, that's what I'm going to say anyway, and stick to it. So there you go. There you go. I think a successful night. The first time we've done this. We're going to be doing this again on April 4th. So I'll include, of course, I send out a follow-up email after all these because we do have a couple people that didn't attend. I just go through the system and say, hey, here's the recording. But I'll also have a link to the April 4th event if you want to check that out as well. That'll be in there. So fun night though. And I hope you guys liked it and you like the whiskey. So hopefully we'll see you back again. I'll say goodbye now as we turn off the recorder. But I will stick around and ask any questions that you got, answer any questions you got, that type of thing.